Here.
Councilman Smith,
Present.
Councilman Lewis,
Present.
Councilman McCollum,
Here.
Councilmember, Devine.
Okay, let's all stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag. State of the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, for this special meeting, we have a quorum, and we will start with announcements. I have no announcements. Public comments. Open it up for anybody. I don't know if you've got anything, Will. Anybody here?
Nobody here for public comments.
Okay, public comments. We have no public comments, so the first item on the agenda will be budget reports. Will, if you'll give an update on.
This will be extremely brief. So I have put together a little information for Councilman Smith. I'm working with him and Martin and our finance director and of course our city secretary to help get our budget in line. It's not that we're bad on money. It's the reports, to do a monthly report that everybody understands is just an absolute nightmare right now. So we're working to get it done. I was hoping to have something to give to you as handouts today. I don't. I could give it to you. You won't appreciate it much because it's very hard to follow. So we're getting it lined out according to our chart of accounts. Officer Thornhill is working with us as well. Sergeant Thornhill is working with us as well to get his chart of accounts, as well as Public Works, Ronnie, for each one of his departments to get the chart of accounts lined up correctly so we can get the budget to match. And I know we all sat through here last October and thought we knew what was on there, and it's there. It's just not easily readable to where you can see what is in there and know who's over budget and where, as opposed to numbers being in 4 different places. So June 9th meeting is the target date to have a true summary of the budget with individual department budgets and the overall budget and a summary of our accounts, so we know how much money we have in our accounts, as well as because that'll be also the time we're going forward with what money is not ours that we're using as a loan to start a new water plant. Any questions? Oh, while we're working on this, as well as any time, y'all are always welcome to stop into the office, schedule a time, drop by. It doesn't make a difference. I'll show you what we have, try to bring you as much speed as we can with what's going on and why it looks the way that it looks. But I'm happy to visit with anybody at any time over any of the budget information or for any matter. Even if you call me at 5:30 about a water, that's fine with me. No questions?
No.
Thank you all.
Okay, item number 2 is discuss and consider action on Glenville Police Department Technology Grant 2020 resolution for grant number 4147301. So basically it's a resolution. We passed one for a previous grant. We got denied and we're going for a different grant. So then if you want to come up and kind of get what the grant for and just.
Actually, I think that Officer Drew, or Detective Drew do it, because he's actually been on working on that.
Okay. Yeah, step up to the.
Okay, so it's a pandemic response and recovery project. So it's to kind of establish funding for us to cover anything related to COVID-19. So it will equip our officers with PPE, personal protective equipment, which at this time the police department has 0 of. We're relying currently on EMS to provide for us if we have to make a scene into a COVID hotspot, and they're running out of their own equipment. So We're requesting from the Criminal Justice Division about $73,000 worth of equipment, and we are required to match zero funds. So basically, we just need to see if y'all are willing to approve that for us and sign off on the resolution so we can submit for it.
So I have a copy of the resolution. I'm not sure if it's going in the package.
Is that all it is? It's just
I did.
Yes, sir. It's just that one page, it's correct.
7,300 or 7,000?
It's approximately $76,331.98.
Zero matching makes it basically formality that you guys.
Correct.
We're gonna approve it so that
I don't get this is for PPE
Yes, sir.
and it's 76,000.
Yes, sir. It also covers a portion of technology which is approved through the grant that will give us a social distancing software. It will allow citizens of Blanco and the surrounding area to actually report non-emergent things online. So they don't have to have an officer come.
This is a matching to the cities.
No, sir. The city's not required to put forth any money.
so this particular grant is zero matching. Some of them, you know, we have to match 25 cents or whatever, but this particular grant is
Is
zero matching. So
correct.
if you get it or if you don't get it, either way, the city is not happening.
Could you just explain a little bit more about the software on this identified column?
Yes, ma'am. So what, it's a company called Cologic, and they're offering what they call a infectious disease social distancing software through their tablet system. It puts a tablet in each patrol car, and that tablet is equipped with an online reporting system software, access to it. But the citizens don't have to pay anything. They can log on online anytime, kind of like San Antonio Police Department or Austin Police. They all have an online reporting system. So say maybe something got broke into, it's not emergent, but they want to report it. They can upload pictures, everything that's lost, all the information to our online reporting system. And then an officer can see that report and follow up with them either over the phone or online. And it eliminates the face-to-face contact because it's not an emergency, that's not needed.
And it might be important to mention that Cologic is the current software system that we use now, right?
Yes,
So
they,
that will just go in with the current
Yeah.
system that we have.
that is correct. With no transition required, they just come in, install the tablet, and pretty much our system's up and running. Like I said, zero cost to the citizens, zero cost to the city.
So basically, usually these grants want to show that, you know, the city is behind the police department. And so up to the council, we're just saying that we're agreeing with them or doing this. And in this case, you know, other times it is when we have to match, do a match, but this one is a match. So,
All right, well, are you ready?
yeah, have any other questions? Yeah.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the Blanco Police Department Technology Grant 2020 Resolution Grant number 4147301.
Okay, I have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Schmidt, all in favor? All opposed? Yep. Sounds like it.
Thank you.
All right, move forward, I'll sign this and then get it. The next item is discuss and consider action on renewal of contract with city attorney Workaway law firm. So basically we have, two options here. Currently, Workaway is our city attorney, and we've also been using, a different attorney also. So we just want to bring it back up and formally, move forward with Workaway or change to the other one. So to both. So basically what we're gonna do is have them do a little presentation each. There's a representative from each side, and then we will go back and executive session later and actually, discuss it more, and then we'll come out and vote on it. So right now, it's just gonna be them doing the presentation, and then, we'll discuss it back there. If you have any questions, you can call them. So, Alessandra, are you on?
Hi, yes. Everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Alessandra Gadd, and I'm here on behalf of BoardQuest Law Firm. We've served as Blanco's city attorney, providing different city attorney services for the last 5 years. We are a 17-year-old law firm that has clients around the state, and so we know the value of communication and reaching out to each other for work. We've really enjoyed working with you all, and we think that we've always been responsive and at the ready. And it would be our pleasure to continue services with you all as we expand and continue to, acquire more legal experts in various fields that Blanco could use for its better. Thank you.
Alessandra, will you be available when we go into executive session? If we have questions to call you. If so, I'm not sure the phone number, or you can give us your phone number so that if we have a question in the executive session, we can call you.
Yes, absolutely. And I've already given my phone number to Lori. I'll be available.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll find it. If not, we'll call you back on here. When did you get it to her? Earlier today?
I gave it about, I want to say within the last 10 minutes via email.
Okay, that's fine.
That's good private messages
No worries.
You message it
to Will Davis
to Will Davis
on the social media.
on this go-to meeting. Did you hear me?
No, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I would message it to Will Davis on this go-to meeting, your phone number.
Oh, sure. It is, would you like me to just say it right now?
No,
Yeah. That's your fine.
do it through a message on the GoToMeeting app.
There's a message on that. There's a message on the app you're on right now that you can message Will Davis.
Let's see. Okay, I'll go ahead and figure out how to message Will that.
Okay,
You go see you want, you can find it.
thank you.
We didn't want to get the five people on the meeting that be calling you.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm on mute now.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Brad Bullock next.
Number 40, I'm gonna have Brad Bullock do his part for Russell Rodriguez High and Bullock LLP.
Good evening, council. My name is Brad Bullock, and I'm a partner with the firm Russell Rodriguez Hyde and Bullock. Earlier today, I sent Lori some information regarding my firm. You may have that in front of you, and it goes on maybe for too many pages, but it explains our background and our history. This November, I will have been licensed 25 years. And I will have spent most of that time as a government lawyer, either working directly for governmental entities themselves or in private practice representing governmental entities. I've represented the city of Blanco off and on for the last approximately 10 years in various matters of litigation. I think the first time I represented Blanco was in a land use dispute when I was with a prior firm, and we represented the city when Bobby Mowry was the city secretary and Mr. Roderick was the mayor. So I've got a long history of working with the city of Blanco, and it's always been my pleasure to do that. We've among the partners in my firm, there's 4 of us. There's really 5 partners, but one, Kerry Russell, is on senior status. He's mostly retired. The other 4 partners, you also know Art Rodriguez. He's pinch hit for me before, and he's assisting us on environmental matters for the city. We are all over 20-year lawyers. The packet I gave you goes through our litigation and our general counsel experience. It gives a list of our other clients. We represent other cities as city attorney. And so if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And it has been and continues to be a pleasure to work with y'all.
Okay,
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
so with that, we'll go on to item number 5. And we will discuss and consider action on installation of security glass for front office in the city hall. And we'll hand that over to Will.
Is that in our package at all?
No, it's not. And I'll tell you why. Since we're budget conscious over here at City Hall, colored prints cost a lot of money, so I made one copy to hand, y'all can pass around. So we have 2 bids, one being plexiglass or tempered glass, and both have a definite need with the COVID-19, so we can open up our offices and our employees can have some protection, as well as some bulletproof security to go along with it. It'll be a product that is have a more of an industrial rustic steel frame that goes around it. And y'all can pass those around and see kind of, that's just a sample of what the video would look like. But I think it's something that we've been kicking around for the year that I've been here, the need for security glass. There has been some security issues at times in City Hall, as well as right now, the bigger issue would be for the COVID-19 separation from people that want to come in, so we can open up our office door, allow people to come and go, and still have some protection for our.
Do you have a phone? Can you say how large this is? Or-
It's approximately 17 feet of glass. It's going on the entire counter across the front of the office. You have the separate door that you walk in.
Counter and ceiling?
No, it'd only be 3 feet, which is clear. It's not designed right now to go all the way to the ceiling. It could be, but I think the bare minimum is allow us to have it to the,
So,
on the countertop. From the countertop, it'll attach to the granite countertop and go 3 feet high. And it'll also have, service windows in it as well.
Okay, so out of the 2 bids, the framing system is similar or the same?
Exactly the same. The only difference is whether or not we go with plexiglass, which will be 1/2 inch thick, or a tempered glass, security glass, that's real glass. The downside to plexiglass is actually over time, it's going to scratch and get hazy as opposed to tempered glass would be. The other benefit is with the security glass, we can add later, increase with the film that they put over, increase the bulletproof effectiveness if it need be, and do it stage by stage. Right now, there is a degree of bulletproof deterrent.
Degrees equal between the
Yes,
glazing and the plexiglass are both the same?
that's what I'm told right now. But the plexiglass would not allow you to add the film later to upgrade the bullet. You know, right now,
I mean, is it like a TL? frame?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Honestly, I'm trying to keep as budget conscious as we can with it. So this is what our best 2 options were. The last bid we actually had was around $30,000 to do true bulletproof glass.
And remind me again, what's the bid this time?
$2,500 for the plexiglass. They're both 1/2 inch thick, or $3,200 for the real glass.
And that's material, right? I mean,
That's materials, and then it looks like you're looking at our installers here.
and budget wise, I think when we talked, there was some money in the security fund.
And the security fund for the court clerk has a little bit in there, so we could basically split the cost between City Hall and the security fund of the
So we're buying materials and
installing ourselves.
installing ourselves. From an installation standpoint, you have a preference, I mean, plexiglass is going to be a little more forgiving and not weight as much.
That would be, yeah, no, on the solid aspect of it, I'd say plexiglass would be a little easier to work, but I mean, get what you pay for, kind of thing, and get class practice. Like I said, I don't think that should weigh much on your decision on that. We're gonna put it in whether it's plexiglass or glass, so yeah. But
I was just looking at the long-term durability of the real glass as opposed to the plexiglass. My initial thought was plexiglass to be the most budget-conscious way of doing it. And honestly, can't say that I've got enough experience to say the durability of plexiglass, how long it's going to last, as far as is it going to turn hazy and scratch in a year or 6 years. If it's 6 years, then I can look at a replacement upgrade in 6 years.
What's the highest count?
46, 48 and a half, something like that. It's a little bit odd. Right.
And that height was determined by,
Us, just to be budget conscious. Could we go higher? Oh, absolutely.
well,
Every little bit costs a little bit more.
right.
Right.
And even if you go to the ceiling, it's a drop in the ceiling anyway, so it's not gonna prevent somebody that actually, sure, trying to climb over, but it would stop somebody.
Well, we do have the safe room behind. We just need to buy time to be able to get the two girls that are out there from behind in that particular case. But we're also just trying to protect right now from the COVID-19 type situation.
Or somebody leaning across at the passage.
Right.
And my personal opinion is I'm not a fan of plexiglass. I worked in the office installation business for years, and we actually installed this type of product when I was there. And I'm not a fan of plexiglass. I'd rather go with Templars.
Is it, can you educate me on, is it?
I was saying, did you volunteer to help us out with this?
I think so.
The durability of it is going to be less. It's like you said, it's going to haze over quickly. And
We're talking about 2 years, 3 years. I'm just looking at, if we get,
it depends on the communication, if it's high traffic or
It is.
sun exposure or whatever. But I think, we should last several years for us. But I think for the long term, I think the look of glass would probably serve us better.
I think it looks better for sure.
We all find that industrial look, I kind of like the way it looks, glass up there kind of gives it a little rustic industrial look.
I think so.
I'm on the same thing. It's big. Day one, somebody would lay something up against it, fall over their handle on a purse or something like that.
And it will haze over. Absolutely, and get foggy after a few cleanings with a little bit of rain.
So the suggestion is do it right the first time?
Okay.
I'm on board with that.
Now, just a tidbit, I would think from the aspect of money is whatever the case is, that there should be an availability of funds in every department. Even water, sewer, all the work for water, sewer, this is helping for what. So just, as far as if promotions made, whatever the case, there might be other outlets.
Don't worry, Ronnie. I've already looked. You have money. We know where we're taking it from too.
I think the security fund is important because we can only access that for certain
That's right.
expenditures, and this gives us.
This is specifically what it's for. There's just not enough to
Gives us
cover
an
it.
opportunity to access those funds for.
Right.
purposes of,
Is there any one material that's more expensive than the other? Like say, 2 years ago, I want to go this season. I don't know, I'm just asking, you know what I mean? You go on top.
That's more about the frame than it is the glass at that point.
You might not go glass on top, right? Silicon, we might go top there.
No, I don't think we need a motion because of the time now, and we can just move
As
forward.
long as there's not any opposition, then
I'm not sure, so I guess that's it. Probably so. Let's go ahead and do it.
I make a motion that we proceed to security screen with the glazing of glass at a 3-foot height that costs $3,200.
All right, we have a motion, have a second.
I'll say,
We have a second, any more discussion? No, all in favor? All opposed? Passes. All right, so item number 6 is discussion and consideration of water treatment plant construction contract with Archer Western Construction Company, and engineer, Friendly Kirk Engineering Group. So Kirk is here to give us some good news.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm just here really to give you an update as to what has occurred since our last meeting. Early last week, I believe it was Monday, the Water Development Board gave us their approval to go ahead and award the contract. All the conditions of your award were met, you're funded. So we did issue a notice of intent to award the contract to Archer Western on Monday. They did confirm that they received it. And then shortly thereafter, they informed me that they would be asking for additional funds to cover the increase in prices since they bid the job back in August. They are also interested in getting a little more time on the contract to build the job. A couple of months is what they're talking about. So really, I've just had two pretty brief conversations with them. I'll tell you what I know, but not everything has been submitted. But what they're saying is that most of the cost overruns, or not cost overruns, but most of the increases have to do with the electrical work at the plant. And we're talking about $125,000 more or less. They are pulling together all their information. I hope to have that submitted to us this week. But the idea at this point is for those increases to be covered in a change order that will be executed after the contract is executed. I know Brad and I have had a conversation today, and he might have some commentary if you're interested, but you still have all your options on the plate, which is to enter into the contract and move forward, or to rebid the project. Unfortunately, can't report much more because I just don't have what they are pulling together. So, do you have any questions?
You did mention something about time.
Yes, they're thinking about asking for another 60 days to build the project. I think what they're telling me is a lot of this has to do with the interruption in the supply chain. It has to do with COVID-19, and we're hearing that in the industry that some of the contractors that use those type of products have been affected. So,
It's probably, if possible, what you're talking was, see if they need another 60 days, if they delay starting 60 days, to allow them to complete their procurement and minimize the amount of time we got to plant that.
good idea. We'll certainly bring that up. We'll be talking through this thoroughly with them. If they want another 60 days, perhaps we can put a milestone in there to where the plant is producing water, but they're still working on finishing it. So I'm concerned because for every month that your plant is shut down, you're talking about $20,000 in water that you're buying from Kenny Lake. So and they understand that we're sensitive to that.
So they give me timeline of when they would have the final number of
So they're hoping to submit the documentation this week.
this one.
Stay on.
And was there any danger of anything with the water development board or how?
They would have to approve this. We would have to go through them and for this as well. So it's not going to be an easy thing to do. Any other questions?
I guess we're not putting time-wise, so is that correct?
I mean, we want to get on with it, but there's no.
Chance of losing no matter how many experience.
There were, I thought there were some timelines on the water development loan. So we've met all our.
Yeah,
initial criteria.
A couple of months here and there.
Okay, but there's not a deadline. We have to have the contract signed, everything done by.
The contract calls for, I believe, 15 days after we get the documents from them, and we're expecting those any day. I think he said he was gonna mail most of them out today. So, we do need to get on it. So we may need, let's see, when is your next meeting?
June 9th.
We may need another meeting in between, just depending on time frame and everything. So we'll be sensitive to that, and we'll be in contact with them on that.
That's what
Yeah.
Got it.
Brad, do you have anything to add?
What I would add, we should discuss in executive session. If you want to discuss that now, if it's going to be on another meeting coming up, we can do it at a future meeting. But I think there are some legal implications here that we should discuss. But if we're going to discuss them, I'd recommend retiring to executive session under section 1.05 of the Texas disciplinary rules, because I would need to give you some attorney-client communications and legal advice.
All right. Okay. So with that being said, anybody else have any other questions for the clerk here? So if not, then, our next thing was to go to executive session, now we'll just have another part to it. So at 6:34, we will close the regular meeting, and we will be going into executive session in accordance with the authority contained in the Texas Government Code, sections 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074. And what was the other one, Brad? 1.05?
1.05 of the Texas Rules of Disciplinary Conduct.
What he said, 1.05, what he said. So basically what we're gonna do is go back on the back, so we want to keep everybody on the meeting. We'll, call Brad, and then we'll also, when we discuss the, attorney information, we have to call either one of them. At this point, we will go into executive session. 1, there is no action. Item number 2, to deliberate the appointment, evaluation, or dismissal of city attorney. Do I have a motion?
I move that we terminate the services of Bohorkes Law Firm, PC, for city attorney service, for city attorney services.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Mr. Smith has a second. All in favor? Opposed? Okay.
I move that we appoint the law firm Russell Rodriguez Hyde Bullock LLP for city attorney services.
Motion, do we have a second? Vote for the second, all in favor? Item number 3, we have no action, and item number 4, we have no action. So do I have a motion to end the meeting?
So moved.
A motion and second, Mr. Lewis, all in favor? Opposed? Woo-hoo, we're out here for tonight.
Still light.
Smith made the motion to adjourn and Lewis said
Sounds good to me.
7:53.
All right.
All right. Thanks.